everyone, welcome back to The Ordinary. It's your host, Buddy, and today I'm doing something a little different. Normally I'm here with my co-host and brother, Julp, but today he's actually sitting this one out, so it's just me, and I actually have a very special guest joining us. You've heard me mention her before, and today she's joining me for an episode all about friendship. A friendship that has lasted over 13 years. Please welcome my best friend, Aashara.
Hey everyone, I'm so excited to be here today.
We've got an exciting episode planned for you all. We'll be diving into some funny stories from our friendship, sharing how we've grown together, the highs and the lows, and even getting a little deep with some thought-provoking questions. So, grab your beverage of choice, get comfy, and let's jump right in. Okay, first things first, Aashara, who are you? Tell us a bit about yourself. What do you do?
Okay, so my name is Aashara. I am 21 years old, and I'm majoring in business administration, and I like to embroider and knit.
Period. Are you almost done your undergraduate studies?
Yeah, I'm in my last semester, so I'm going to graduate in like 1 month. I'm really nervous but excited about what lies ahead.
Yeah. I was going to say, like, how do you feel about graduating? I feel like, do you think the 4 years kind of flew by? Did you start university when COVID was happening?
Yeah, so my first semester was online, and then we switched back to in person. It was more of like hybrid situation in the second semester of first year, and then it was just like all in person after that. Honestly, it's a little bit nerve-wracking because, there's like job searching going on. There's so many options ahead of me, and like it's just a little bit overwhelming, but I'm excited about what's gonna come.
Yeah. Do you have any plans, like, once you're done, once you've graduated? I'm obviously coming to your convocation. I hope you know that.
I already planned.
But like, do you have any travel plans? Are you gonna do a grad trip? What's the vibe?
Yeah, so me and Aashara, and we are trying to plan a grad trip right now. We're looking for more of like a tropical place to go because
Nice.
The winter really
Took a toll.
took a toll on us.
Yeah.
But we're really excited about that. It's just, we're trying to figure out the budget and like where to go first of all.
Yeah.
So also excited about that.
Nice, that's exciting. I still have, unfortunately. Oh yeah, Aashara and I, we have a 1 year age gap.
Mm-hmm.
Which is like not that much really. She's born November and I'm born December, so it's like 11 months technically. So it's less than a year of an age gap. Sometimes I feel like I'm the older one. No, I'm playing. But what was I gonna say? I feel like grad trips are really fun, but it's always the budgeting that kind of scares me because like I ideally want to go on a grad trip too once I'm done next year, but I gotta save up for that. That's a huge thing. I feel like people don't talk about, like, if you want to go, make sure you're actively saving up money for that.
Yeah.
Sweet. And do you have any like career aspirations or anything like that in the future? Or is it like you're trying to figure it out?
Trying to figure it out. I specialize in like supply chain and business analytics, so I'm trying to go for like more of like that type of a career, but just looking for jobs,
Yeah. It doesn't seem like it, but like Aashara's like very heavily, I would say she's very heavily involved with her business endeavors. She's the president of, you want to talk about your club?
Oh yeah, so I am the co-president of my club called Asian Women in Law and Business. It's a club, Asian Women in Law and Business. It's a club that it kind of like empowers Asian women to go into the fields of law and business. It's pretty self-explanatory, by the title.
That's really cool. In comparison, I'm part of a club. It's the my university's movie watching club. No, I'm playing. I'm part of other clubs too, but that's really awesome. The fact that you're co-president is great, and you've been doing this since like your first year, right?
Yeah, but like the old president kind of like didn't do anything, so we're just trying to
lay foundation, kind of
lay the foundation. Yeah,
nice,
because this club has potential.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah,
I wish you luck. You have 1 month. You got this. All right, Aashara, before we dive into the deep stuff, let's kind of warm up with a quick game of this or that, but I kind of wanted to tune it to our friendship. Okay, first one would be, it's not even this or that, it's more like a would you rather situation. But would you rather go on a road trip together or a beach vacation?
A road trip.
Road trip, why?
Because I feel like, us being forced to spend like hours together in like one car would like probably lead to chaos, and I feel like that's not fun.
Yeah, yeah. It's us too, and then we have two other like friends, Aashara, or sorry, not Aashara, that's you, Pranshu and Anushan. Like we're a little group of four. It's lovely. And yeah, I would also say the road trip, it's cool because like you get to go to multiple spots at once. You know, you could like plan a whole route, which is really nice. But that being said, I really like the beach, and I know you're planning on going somewhere tropical for your grad trip. I don't know if I'll be joining you for that. It's looking a little tight funding wise, but maybe I'll join you. We'll see. But I honestly would prefer a beach vacation just because maybe we could combine the two. Road trip to some, you know, like beach hop or something like that. But I just love the beach. I enjoy eating sandwiches, sand between my toes.
And crying at the sunset.
Sure. Exactly. Okay, next one. Would you rather always laugh at each other's jokes or never laugh at each other's jokes, but always have deep conversations? I will start. I feel like Aashara is just not funny at all, so I'm never laughing. I'm never laughing at her jokes anyways. No, I'm playing. I would rather always laugh at each other's jokes just because I feel like our friendship, I'm getting ahead of myself, I'm getting a little deep, but I feel like being able to like be a kid, you know, with your friends is really important, especially as we age. We're we just started our 20s, so we're not that old, but sometimes, you know, it can feel like you're, oh my God, I'm aging, and like having, you know, laughing with your friends like that lighthearted aspect is like so pivotal to a friendship. I feel like, because life can get tough, but if you have your friends that, you know, make you laugh and stuff, it's gonna be okay. Yeah. What about you?
For me, I guess I would choose like to never laugh at each other's jokes, but always have deep conversations, because I feel like we've had so many deep conversations like for so many topics that it's kind of like a really crucial factor to our friendships. That's not to say like, you know, the fact that we like laugh at each other's jokes is not a crucial part, but I don't know, like I feel like the deep conversations is really what like kind of like builds on to our friendships and like allows us to get to know each other a lot better.
I agree. Okay, last one before we move on, but what do you think is worse? Being stuck with each other on a 24-hour plane ride, oh God, or getting lost in a city together?
I feel like it's worse to be stuck with each other on a 24-hour plane ride, because I hate plane rides. I get like motion sick. So you just have to like be there for me and like just watch me throw up for like 24 hours.
Yeah.
And like I don't want to put you through that.
I think I'd have to agree with you. Honestly, like we've gotten lost in cities together before. It's fun. Aashara here is a little directionally when it comes to navigation, she's a little challenged. I assumed you know her being older, she could like I could just turn my brain off. She could lead me, especially when we're literally in her ends of the province, where I'm like, you know, this is not. I don't really spend my time here, but usually it's me leading us around the city.
I mean, like I try, but it's not my fault that Google Maps is so confusing. You know?
Okay. But yeah, I would also agree with you. I think being stuck on a 24-hour plane ride. It's not the fact that we'd be with each other. I feel like that would actually alleviate the horror that is being stuck on a plane for that long. But first of all, planes are like cramped, right? Ain't no way we're getting like first class tickets or anything. We're not gonna have that luxury of lying down or whatever. Also, I just like, oh my God, I can't with the ear popping and like the air pressure,
and the babies.
I don't mind the babies. I feel like they're also going through it, you know, like
yeah, that's true. But
true.
Still.
I feel like, but like when you're near like a 24-hour mark, I feel like everything would start to annoy you. So yeah,
it's like overstimulating.
Exactly. So 24-hour plane ride would definitely be worse. But yeah, okay. So kind of moving over now to more about our friendship. We've known each other for over 13 years. And I keep on mentioning this because like you got to keep in mind we're both 2021. So that's like more than half our life I've known you.
Literally.
Yeah, that's like most of my life I've known this girl. But yeah, there's no shortage of funny memories. Aashara, do you have a favorite story that comes to mind in terms of like maybe of each other or like our friendship or something that you'd want to share?
Yeah, so one of my favorite stories about Pari specifically was, so I used to live in a apartment complex before, and Pari used to visit my house quite often. Her cousin used to live in like the building,
like right across the street.
Right across. So I think that's also how we got a lot closer, because she used to visit her cousin, and then I would just like come over to hang out.
We'd always play outside. There's like a bunch of trees we'd climb.
And like have like water balloon fights and stuff.
Yeah.
But once we were at her like cousin's house, we're just like, you know, playing like kids do.
Yeah, this was like more than 10 years ago.
I think I was like in grade 4 and you were in grade 3.
Yeah.
So it was like a while ago. Like we were still in elementary school. So then I don't know like where this balloon came from, but like Buddy like saw this balloon like and it was like kind of like drifting across like the street because there was like a road between the two buildings and it was like a pretty busy road.
It's a pretty busy intersection.
It was pretty busy. And then she like saw the balloon and she like just like fixated on that balloon and just started like booking it. And then I was like running after her. It was like a scene out of like a movie. She like ran across like her like a tiny Buddy just running across like a busy intersection. Like
there were traffic on
cars, like cars almost hit her, and like it was ironic because my dad was like one of the cars. Like he was coming home and he just saw Buddy like running across the road.
Yeah.
And he yelled at us afterwards. But it was funny because I was like, wow, she's so fast and cool. She's so cool.
Oh my God. No, I just remember, I don't know. I just really wanted the balloon, I think.
It was like a yellow balloon
with like a smiley face, which honestly now that would creep me out so much after like watching like it and stuff. But yeah, that was honestly a funny moment. Heard Ashra's dad is like the nicest person ever. I think that's like the only time he's ever lectured us, and that's very valid. Like I was like 8 or 9, and I was
almost like died.
Yeah. Yeah. What a funny story, right? Me down. But yeah, I have. I won't be able to stop laughing while saying this, but one of my favorite memories of Aashara, and when was this? This was like 2018, I think
it was like 2020. It was pretty...
No, was it during COVID? No, I think it was...
I'm pretty sure it was during... Oh, no.
It was before.
It was before.
Yeah. So I'd say like maybe rough estimate, 2018, 2019, we're both like freshly in high school or something, or maybe I hadn't even entered high school or something. I don't remember. But, me and Aashara decided
K-pop phase.
Yeah. I blanked. Oh yeah. So basically, what's it called? You and I kind of run a little bit of a health kick or something. Or like, we're gonna wake up, and I definitely was an instigator. I think I'm always the instigator. But I was like, oh, Aashara, let's wake up tomorrow at like 8 a.m. and go running. Keep in mind, this was very much like near the end of winter, so there was so much ice on the sidewalks. It was not good weather at all, but like we're like, you know what, we're motivated, let's go for it. So Aashara and I, we decided to go on a run.
Also the shoes.
What about the shoes?
You didn't have your shoes, so you wore the shoes that fit me, and I had like new Converse, which are like a size bigger, and I wore those.
I don't remember this. I think you're adding on to this. You'll see why. But what happened was we went on that run, and this was, now Aashara had moved out of that apartment complex. This is in the house that she lives in now. And we're just walking, like running around the neighborhood and stuff. And we made it I think we ran for a solid 2 to 3 minutes. We're running and I see a patch of ice. So I run past it. I avoided it, right? I look back to tell Aashara to avoid it. She wipes out. But what's so funny about this is like, I can still vividly remember her like wiping out. And it was like, full on, like as if she dove across the ice, skid on like bare concrete pavement for like 2 minutes in slow-mo. This was all playing out. And I just remember, also Aashara does not like to run. I just started liking to run. And so she was so mad at me. You busted up your knee, right? Like really badly. We had to go home. Your mom had to go hit up a pharmacy, get like ointment, and then come back. It was really bad. But I just remember, as you know, I'm sure people out there like with their friends, if you saw your friend wipe out like that, your initial reaction is not, oh my God, are you okay? You are, about to pee your pants laughing. And that's exactly what happened to me. It was so funny. And I feel like one of us talked about like, hopefully we don't slip or something like that.
Yeah. I think I'm the one who said it.
Yeah, she was worried. She's like, oh, I'm so going to wipe out. And that's exactly what happened. It was hilarious though. That's probably like one of like my highlights. Like, it was so funny. And yeah, you definitely have. What was it? Your left or right?
Yeah, it was my left knee. I still have a scar there. It's like a lot darker because I fell on it twice. Once with you and the ones with Anusha in like the same position. It was like the Superman style.
No, literally, it's as if she was flying, but
no,
on the ground. Oh, it was so funny. And the second time, you were in front of a hospital too, which is good. That means you got that immediate care, which is lovely. And I feel like in terms of just like generally, I feel like anytime Aashara and I hang out, we've had like so many, like I can't even count how many sleepovers or like, at your place or my place. We're always like cooking or attempting to cook or bake, and I think we're a lot better now. I fully did an episode with my brother on like cooking, so I can say I'm a lot better now, but we had a lot of cooking mishaps. I say more so with baking. I don't know. And I feel like we were huge into like DIYing. We do like, what was it, like those duct tape purses, making our own slime using Tide. I don't know why. Like I feel so bad for your mom. We'd like use up all the detergent, all the detergent
and the sugar for some reason.
I know, sugar. We'd use borax, right?
We didn't have borax. It was like, slime, no borax, no glue.
No glue. It was, I feel so bad for your mom. We used, it was so funny. But yeah, we've had a lot of funny moments. I feel like our friendship is built on just like mutual embarrassment.
Just like chaos 24/7.
Honestly. But yeah, okay, I think now we can kind of shift and get a little bit more deep, talk a bit more about friendship, right? The journey of our friendship, if you will. So we've been through a lot over these past 13 years. Lots of life transitions from elementary to middle to high school to now university. All of life's changes. What do you think has been like some of the biggest things that have kept us close all this time?
Okay, well, the first thing is I think communication. I know that I think like ever since we were kids, obviously you didn't live like in my neighborhood. So
yeah, for like a little bit of background, I live in a city very far from not very far, like an hour away from the three of my other friends, like Aashara and our two other friends. So it's always me coming to their ends usually. But yeah.
Yeah, so I think like the main thing that really kept us close was just like communication. We use a lot of like FaceTime. I feel like sometimes I'm on call with her for like the entire day. I think it was like last week, like the entire like Saturday, I would just like on call with her, just like living, like existing. And like we do that quite often, even like throughout like COVID, like the entire time. It was like, we used to have like online like workouts. We used to just,
oh my God, yeah. We would wake up, I'd FaceTime Aashara, and we just do like, I'm pretty sure I'd go on my deck in like my backyard, and you'd be in your living room, and we just do some crazy mad fit workouts with like the little dumbbell workouts. Except neither of us had dumbbells, so I used to use like the St. Ives lotion bottles as like my little 5-pound weights. What did you use?
I don't think I used anything, to be honest.
But yeah, we've done crazy stuff like that. I would also say, like, adding on to that, communication is huge, and I wouldn't say we were necessarily always good at it. Also, I'm thinking like we both didn't get like our own like personal device or like a phone until like I got mine when I entered high school. So not that that was a while ago actually. But even before that, like I feel like I guess back then we'd always see each other though quite often. I'd always be at her house. Like I think one of like the longest sleepovers I had at your house was like it spanned many weeks. It was very fun. But another thing I think that kind of, that kind of lays the foundation of our friendship and has helped keep it strong all these years is that we're pretty, and this sounds like, like whatever classic, we're low maintenance, but in the sense that like when we hang out, it doesn't have to be us doing anything per se. We can just be like you said, existing. So even on FaceTime, usually like I struggle sometimes to like lock in to do my schoolwork. So I'll call Aashara, I'll be like, I need a body double, and we'll just be on FaceTime for 3 hours while I'm trying to finish an assignment or something. But when we're even hanging out, sometimes we don't want to like, go downtown or go do something or go to a coffee shop. So we'll literally just sit in one of our rooms and just rot. We'll just exist together. We don't even have to be watching anything. We'll literally just like exist together. And yeah, like when we hang, we literally are just hanging. We don't need to do anything. And I feel like that's another thing where like friendships shouldn't like have to always be stimulating like that, like you can always just exist together. And I feel like that kind of leads into like the next point that, we were discussing earlier, if you want to share that.
Yeah, so I feel like the fact that we are low maintenance also relates to the fact that none of us have like extremely high expectations for each other. Like if you compare it to more friendships, like, more of like university or like high school friendships, then it's like, oh, like I expect them to do certain things for me and they expect me to do certain things for them. But with us, it's like I just like enjoy being like in your presence, it's like almost like comforting because I've known you for so long.
Yeah, I would say like that's a really good point that you made. Like it seems bad, like, oh, I don't have high expectations of you, not in the sense like, oh, you disappoint me or anything, in the sense like in the same way, because I would say Aashara borders very much onto like family, right? Like with my siblings, for example, with like Julp or like my mom or something like that. Like I don't really have, like I don't expect them to give me something in return, you know? Like I'm usually, if I hang out with them, we're just existing together. And I would say it's the exact same thing with you, right? Like I think that's a really good point. Like high expectations in the sense that there's no like give or get. We're just yeah.
So
Did you have to say that or no?
Yeah, I did. I just completely
forgot. Yeah.
I was just gonna say that, yeah, even like just for my family too, both like my mom and my dad, like they like adore Pari because she's been like coming to my house ever since she was like a little like, you know, a little child. But it's like she kind of like also like we grew up
together
and like my parents like have like watched us to grow up together. And like they've been there, you know, throughout everything. And like I don't know, they always like considered Buddy to be like a really like positive impact on my life.
What can I say, guys? I just protected Aashara from going down a bad path.
I know. that would be like,
I don't know, drug dealer.
Exactly.
Like no, I'm playing. No, even like my parents, like I can be like, oh, I'm doing whatever I want, and if I mention Ashra's name, no questions asked, they're like, go for it.
Yeah.
Versus if it's anyone else, they'll be like, there's follow-up questions. They're like, oh, like where are you going? Or like, what are you gonna do? Or like, you know, what are the logistics? How are you getting there? Or stuff. Yeah. Versus like my mom and like my dad, they both know like if I'm with Aashara, like they don't ever call. Yeah, which is amazing. Now we've gotten away with doing a lot of dumb things because of the trust that our parents have. But yeah, I feel like those are like the big three, like communication, being able to like exist together, and also just the fact that like in terms of we don't have expectations for each other, in terms that we're able to, just because of like our proximity, like how close we are, it's like almost like family, right? So I think that's what's kind of kept us close. And also like, I don't know, you're just a pretty cool person, I'd say.
I like enjoy hanging out with you, you know?
Me too,
like, I feel like I'm like an introvert, so I don't enjoy hanging out with like a lot of different types of people.
Yeah.
But like with you, it's just like, it's just nice.
Yeah. You know? You just met me during your formative years.
Exactly.
Now you can't live without me.
Exactly. Yeah. I'll literally die.
But yeah, what would you say is like the biggest lessons that we've kind of learned from each other, like through our friendship specifically? I can go first because this is something that I've talked about like with my siblings or like with my mom even. I've probably told you about it, but I think like you've taught me a lot about like kindness and being like, because like, okay, let me be honest. Don't make faces. Aashara is so good at just like, she's like the kindest person ever. And like, you know, you think about someone like, if you know a kind person, like they're always thinking about other people, but I swear she goes like 5 steps further. Like she predicts people's needs and she's on that. She's on that shit. It's crazy. But like she's so good at like being selfless. I feel like that's something you've taught me. I know don't make faces.
I feel like you're saying too much.
Yeah. But basically she's taught me a lot about kindness. And I feel like I often shy away from being kind just because of the type of person I am. Like, I'm not saying I'm mean or anything like that, but like you teach me that there's so much more I can do for other people, right? Which is really nice. Like, you've definitely helped me be a better person. Yeah. What about you?
I'm like,
praise me,
bro.
Praise me now. No.
No, but I think the number one thing, like, because I've learned so much from Buddy, like it's crazy. Like even like just cooking, every time she comes over, she just like makes like some like crazy recipe. And my parents are like, wow, Buddy nu jamba nu. No, but like the number one thing like Buddy has taught me is to be responsible. I know like she's like a year younger and it's like kind of like crazy to be like, yeah.
I'm her role model.
She's literally my role model.
That's such a lie.
No, but honestly you are. Like she's always like on her task. Like, you know, if she has an assignment coming up, she gets it done like a day before. Don't
a day before? That is not ideal. Okay, sure.
Max a day before.
No.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's such a lie.
That's not a lie. And not just for assignment, just like for anything. Like, for example, like just a simple thing like making your bed. like every time she's at my house, like I go to shower and like my bed's made when I come out, and I'm like, wow, she's so responsible, especially for me as a kid, because I had like a terrible habit of like keeping my room like super messy. I know you know this too.
I do know this.
But like every time like she'd come over, she'd like literally clean my room for
I
me.
would never clean your room. That's such a lie.
You literally start cleaning my room, and I'm like, okay, you know what? I should do that too.
Oh, wow.
She like taught me like, just like simple things, like, like don't just leave your dishes in the sink. Clean them.
I sound like your mom.
No, but it's like you already did that stuff. Like I'm talking about us as kids. Obviously not right now.
Yeah.
I do know how to do all this right now. But like when like, for example, like grade 4 or 5, like you still did this stuff at such a young age that I was like, wow, like this girl is so responsible. Like I want to learn so much from her, and like there's a lot to learn from you.
Thank you. Oh my God. You can thank my mom. She's our mom. My mom is. Sorry, I thought you were Jelp for a second. My mom is a little bit of a drill sergeant, but it paid off, I feel.
And not just that. Like you're, like there's just so much like I could say about you.
Okay.
Like even just like the way that you like think of other people. I think like the number one thing that I just like really like about you is that you're a really like positive person to be around.
That's crazy. That is crazy. Because I would say like, oh, I feel like such a negative, like a pessimist sometimes.
You're genuinely like just hearing you like talk about other people, and like the way that you think of other people is honestly like really unique, because not a lot of people think like that. Like you take a lot of positive qualities from other people, and like you like learn from it, because like other people kind of like look at those positive qualities and get like jealous, but like you like see them in a positive light and you try to like imbibe it.
Oh my God, thank you. Wow. Now I'm getting shy. Like, wow, thank you, Aashara. Wow, that meant a lot. I honestly did not see myself like that. But that just goes to show, like friends see like so much more of you than you see about yourself. Because I feel like, and I think about this too, because like I see my friends, like to me, my friends are my everything, right? Like yes, family too, but like my friends are my everything. Yeah. And like, sometimes like your friends will complain about something and I'm like, are you kidding me? Like to me, you are the most perfect person ever. And like, and I think that has to do with like, I guess like, because everyone has their own like self-esteem issues or stuff like that. But like then you like have your friends who see you in like a pretty like not like obviously partial because you're your friend, but like they see how you are just existing, and then they have all these nice things to say about you. It's just so, it's amazing. But yeah, I think that was pretty deep. But you know what? Let's dive even deeper. Here is another question that I have for you. What do you think is the most important thing to maintain in a friendship, to have that like true friendship, a friendship that lasts and is fulfilling?
Okay, well, I think the first thing that I would come up with is mutual understanding and respect, because I feel like when we are kids, it's a lot easier to, to make time for each other. We're like playing in like the playground and just like hanging out at each other's houses. And like we have time to do all of that because the rest of our responsibilities aren't as high as, when we're kids.
You don't really have responsibility.
Yeah, like you have no responsibility as kids. But like as we, grow up, and like what's really special about our friendship is that we were there like when we didn't have any responsibilities, and now like we're still here for each other when we have responsibilities. And like I feel like a lot of people don't get to experience that friendship, but we can like see like each other grow. But the thing about us and like maintaining the friendship is that both of us understand that people have like things to do. Like I can't just always like be around you 24/7. Exactly, yeah. And I don't know.
Yeah, I think like having that understanding that, because I guess this has to do with maybe expectations as well, but with expectations, like, yeah, I expect Aashara to be a good friend, to call me, like to, if I'm going through something, I need to talk to someone, I expect Aashara to pick up the phone and answer, right? But also having the understanding that she is her own person, she has her own life, I'm my own person, I have my own life. So like, this may sound kind of like harsh saying it, but like, like people exist outside of your relationship with them, and so you owe it to them to allow them to live their life as well, right? Is that what you're trying to say?
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. Because
and like respecting people's other relationships, or respecting like your friends' other responsibilities, because at the end of the day, it's all about like maintaining that friendship, but also I think friendships are so much about like helping each other become better people. And so I think a huge thing, and this is something that I also have with like my siblings and stuff as well. This is something that's like kind of been instilled in me, is like tough love as well. Like, like again, like I mentioned before, like to me, my friends are like amazing, perfect. But if I see them doing something stupid, if I see, like if I feel like I need to call them out on something, I think that's also acceptable to do, right? Like, I think a huge important part, like a factor of a friendship, is being able, like comfortable enough and open enough to be like, hey, what you did, like maybe wasn't the best, or like maybe going forward you should do this, or like how I feel, right? This is how I feel and I wanted to let you know, right? So again, I think this circles back to communication once again. But having that like tough love is really important, because at the end of the day, it is love, right? In the sense that I might call Aashara out on something, it's because I want her to know, like, moving forward. And I don't, she's pretty perfect anyways. I don't really call her out too much, but in the case that I do, right? Like, it's because I want her to, like, because I want her to be in my life even more. I don't know. So, like, calling them out is also benefiting them in a way, right? You have to, like, take criticism from your friends. I feel like they're the people closest to you, so they know so much more about you than you might even think about, right?
No.
Anything else that's important in a friendship?
No, I think the tough love part is really important, because a lot of the times, especially like, as you have like more like newer friendships, you don't know what types of friendships that you're making, because obviously they're so new. But just knowing that you have someone in your corner that's gonna call you out if you go down the wrong path is really important for any friendship.
Yeah, I totally agree. And another thing, like, I think we should probably, because we talked a lot about like the highs in our friendships, maybe let's be a little bit candid, a little bit real, and talk about like a low that we've had in a friendship, right? Like, what do you think? Because we talked about mutual understanding and stuff like that, and I feel like I honestly struggled with that initially. For example, there was an instance, I think 2 summers ago, Aashara was out of country. Aashara and our other friend Anusha was out of country, and I did go through a little bit of like a moment where I got mad at you guys. I think we were on FaceTime, and I was like, you know what, guys, I got mad. I ended the call, and it was just because I think I had stuff going on and I wanted to vent to them, but they were fully in another country, right? Like, we had different schedules at that time, and like I think I kind of lacked that mutual understanding. But I think what was good about our friendship is I felt comfortable enough to be like, guys, I don't feel good. You are making me feel upset. Was I also in the wrong a little bit? Yes, but yeah. But do you want to add to that? Like, it really opened up, like, and opened us up to each other, and also like I think it also showed us the importance of even more communication. And I think it was also because timing wise, we had just gotten out of COVID, right? So we were like, this was supposed to be the opportunity for us to like hang out more and stuff. But then because you're obviously not there physically, I was probably just going through for that.
No, I feel like the fact that you did get a little bit upset at us was completely valid, because
I feel like I was being a little dramatic.
No, I don't think you were, because I remember like it's so vividly, because when we were having that conversation, me and Anusha were like having like a completely different conversation, and you were just like on FaceTime with guys, and like when I like reflected, I'm like, oh my gosh, like she's literally like my best friend, like how could we do that?
Okay. She sounds like she stabbed me in the back. It was not that deep. But yeah, I think that like little down, it wasn't, no, I think I would say it was a learning experience in our friendship. It kind of just showed us like a true friendship, like if you want it to last, you have to be able to like, don't be like, your friends shouldn't scare you. Like if you want to tell them something, like if you want to call them out on something, like you should be able to do that, right? But at the same time, like you also want to be nice, don't be mean.
Also, like I feel like because we've been friends for so long, I feel like one of the things that we like prided ourselves on was like, oh, we never had like a proper like argument, like we never like got mad at each other like that, like, but like I think this was like the first time where like I felt some sort of like serious like friction in our friendship, and I was like freaking out, because I was like,
but you know what, it worked out for the good. Right, like that sort of friction, like you said, like kind of made us, both of us, reevaluate our ways, all 4 of us, right? And then think about like moving forward, what can I do better to be a better friend? Yeah, I totally agree with you on that. Yeah. Okay, let's kind of end off with a quick game of friendship superlatives. Like the ones that they do like the awards you'd get in like a yearbook or something. I don't know. I'm trying to make it more upbeat. But we'll do kind of yearbook superlatives, but for us as friends. Okay. Who do you think is most likely to make you laugh until you cry?
Buddy, because this has happened in the past before.
Yeah. I just have no shame. I don't know. I really like to sell the jokes, and no, I'm playing. I would say you've made me laugh until I've cried quite a bit.
No, but I think you would take the award on this one.
Okay. I would say, okay, the next one is definitely you. It's most likely to give the best advice. I definitely go to you for it. Yeah. I don't know. You give pretty good advice.
I don't know about that, but I'm glad you think
I feel like you're very like level-headed. So like in like tense situations, I can be like I could call you fuming or like freaking out about something, overthinking, and you'll be like, bro, at the end of the day, it's not that deep. And I'm like, you're so right. You're so right. Okay, what about most likely to start a crazy adventure? I feel like either of us.
Yeah.
I feel like if we're together, we're gonna do something fun.
Yeah.
Most likely to have a 2-hour phone call.
Both of us.
Like we multiple times a week, we'll just be on call with each other
for like hours.
Yeah, and I feel like that pretty much sums up our relationship. You know, like we are friends, and you know what? Let's do some like reflection moving forward because we're coming to the end of the episode, and I don't plan on this friendship ending.
Yeah, you better not.
There's digital proof now. This is going on Spotify, but you know, I think we're like you mentioned at the beginning of the episode. You are in your final semester of your undergraduate studies. I will be finishing next year, and there's like a whole, so many doors of opportunities awaiting for us. Like who knows where we're gonna end up, right? And I think we should strive to, like we talked about, like communication, tough love, having realistic, I would say not low expectations, but realistic expectations. Like, let's strive to keep that moving forward. Do you want to add any other things? I think it's really exciting though, like having someone who you've known since you were, I don't want to say diapers. We were not. We weren't in our diapers at age 7. At least I don't think so.
Let's hope we were.
But like, from literally like playing, having lemonade stands to now like you having your own club and like, you graduating. Oh my God, I feel like a proud mom, But like, it's exciting to have someone like in your corner for all these years. And I'm very excited for the future. One day at your wedding,
That's crazy.
I can't wait to give my speech.
Me too.
I'm so scared you're gonna berate me. I already know this. But yeah, I think that's a wrap for today's episode. And I'm sure our listeners can relate to a lot of the things we talked about.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me, buddy. It's been a lot of fun, and it's been a joy to chat with you.
Yeah. As always, we want to hear from you, our listeners. Share your own funny friendship stories or thoughts on what makes a friendship last. You can reach out to us on our social media, at our Instagram, or in the comments. And don't forget to subscribe to our podcast on Spotify. And make sure to share The Ordinary with your friends. We'll be back soon with more stories and moments from our ordinary lives. Thanks for listening, and we'll catch you next time.